Where is?
Hasan Piker? Can I get an interview with New York One?
Sure, man. Every time I see you, you upgrade. Like,
yeah,
this dude, he was at Astoria with like a hand cam at the rally with the, wait, you want me to hold it?
I'm holding it.
You're holding it. Okay, got it. What's up?
Introduce yourself.
I'm Hasan Piker.
All right, spell your name.
Hasanpiker.
All right, Hasan Piker, thanks for talking to us at New York One. Tell us what brings you to the Zohran rally and your thoughts on the race here in New York.
Well, I'm here just like everybody else. I'm here to see whether or not Zohran Mamdani pulls through and becomes the next mayor of New York. As a member of the media, that's what I'm here to do.
Okay, you're a streamer. Cuomo's used you as a punching bag against Cuomo. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think he should have probably focused on delivering a discernible platform that would help New Yorkers rather than cry about a random Twitch streamer that happened to do an interview with Zohran Mamdani in the primary when he was polling at 5%.
Okay, and what are you feeling today? There's reports that there's been record turnout in this mayoral race. This mayoral race is getting international attention. We see streamers from around the world. We see international media here, local media here. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm very hopeful. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. I've been burned before, but it's impossible not to feel a sense of hope for a better tomorrow for the first time in a long time, especially with the way things are going with the Trump administration. I do hope that New Yorkers do the right thing and they voted for Zohran Mamdani for an affordability campaign, for a New York that people can't afford to live in.
And what's your thoughts on Trump endorsing Cuomo?
That is the least surprising thing that happened in this entire election. I mean, we've been saying it. Zohran's campaign has been saying it. And Andrew Cuomo, until the very last moment, duped a bunch of New York Democrats into believing that he was not in the pocket of Donald Trump. And I think it's very disingenuous, but it's of course expected of Andrew Cuomo. That's the reason why he is the disgraced former governor of New York. And hopefully after tonight, his political career will be over for good.
The results are going to come out pretty soon. What do you anticipate with the results?
I'm hoping, inshallah, praying for a 55% victory for Zohran Mamdani, but who knows? Who knows what happens?
All right, my colleague from the Daily News, you got a question?
I have a question. Has Andrew Cuomo seized on your comments a lot during your Twitch streams? Do you read any of your jokes and did it create a liability for the campaign at all?
Do I regret things that I said?
Yeah, like any of the
I regret
jokes
things that I say, and I regret things that I will say in the future as well. I'm a human being, and I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm not a serious political operative by any metric. If Andrew Cuomo decides to present me as some sort of kingmaker, well, he's wrong. I'm just a regular ass dude. But that's probably the reason why I have 70,000 people watching right now, because people want to hear from regular ass dudes as opposed to more buttoned up commentary folk that don't actually represent the interests of everyday citizens.
You say you're hoping for a 55% victory tonight?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm saying fingers crossed, inshallah.
If he doesn't reach that level, do you think does he not have the mandate that you wish him to have?
Oh no, this was a major contest. This was a major contest. Hundreds of millions of dollars dumped. So many hurdles that Zohran had to overcome. So I'm hoping for that, but that doesn't actually spell whether or not he has a popular mandate. I think what shows that he has the people's wishes is that in spite of all of the odds, he came from a lesser known candidate background to defeating a dynastic name in New York politics in Andrew Cuomo in the primaries, and then still had to continue fighting in a crowded field with the President of the United States of America entering the fray, and even potentially talking about removing funds illegally from New York that were previously allocated. A lot of very wealthy and very powerful people are terrified, I think. And it's really interesting because what Zohran Mamdani has represented as an outsider's perspective is a guy who's putting working class people first in his campaign. And the very fact that that is so terrifying that you have the likes of Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, Bill Ackman, Elon Musk, numerous billionaires in the United States of America. This scared, this worried is really interesting to me. It's like, why are you so antagonistic to offering people some modest change, a crumb of affordability, a modest expansion of already existing social safety nets? Why is this so hard to fathom for so many wealthy people? And I think it's because they want to destroy hope. They want to destroy hope within the working class that a better tomorrow is possible, because they do worry. And I think some members in the media as well play a formative role in this process to make sure that people are fearful that if the working class is united, they might be able to advocate for their own best interests.
Could you talk a little bit about what Zohran's victory would mean for the pro-Palestinian movement from your perspective?
I think that the pro-Palestinian position was a third rail, an untouchable part of American politics for far too long. And I think that's another reason why a lot of people feel threatened, even though Zohran Mamdani advocated at the time boldly for the majority position. This was already, the position that he advances is the majority position that many Americans and the overwhelming majority of Democrats also agree with. And yet, for some weird reason, we don't see that in Washington, D.C. And I always ask myself, why? I talk to politicians all the time. I say, what's going on? I mean, the overwhelming majority of your base of support are very clearly recognizing right from wrong in terms of our seemingly unconditional loyalty to the state of Israel, a foreign nation that demands billions and billions of dollars in weapons transfers, and then also ends up interfering in our domestic affairs as well, in terms of anti-BDS legislation that they advance in 38 different states in the United States of America right now. I mean, this is a direct violation of the First Amendment, and for some weird reason, this is like not ever discussed. And for the first time ever, a lot of Americans did actually realize that this was a significant problem for them, so much so that I think they rewarded a politician that came out and said, I want to be a mayor of New York. I don't need to go to Israel to be the mayor of New York. And I saw so many apolitical people, so many people that are completely checked out of the political process, turn around and say, yeah, actually, that is very cool that he said that. Why are we asking the New York mayor whether or not he'll go to Tel Aviv or visit Tel Aviv? It's a ridiculous question.
Thank you. In terms of anti-Zionism, what role is it in the
I'm sorry, what did you say?
In terms of anti-Zionism, what policies do you want?
I mean, what I want is probably very different than what I think a New York mayor can accomplish, but I'm an advocate for boycott, divestments, and sanctions from the state of Israel. It was a very successful movement against apartheid South Africa, and I think Israel is also an apartheid, and I think making sure that Israel has to follow international human rights is a pretty standard demand to make. But I'm not speaking for Zohran, obviously. I'm speaking for myself. I'm a random person with no affiliations to Zohran Mamdani whatsoever, just for the record.
Beyond BDS, anything, like, tell me more.
I mean, BDS is pretty good, I think. If you were to even remotely accomplish BDS, or if any American politician were to even start entertaining the conversation, I think we would be moving the needle in a pretty progressive direction. I don't want anyone to suffer. I don't want people living in Israel to suffer. But even my anti-Zionist Jewish allies in Israel tell me, look, it's getting to a point where outside pressure is an absolute necessity of this sort in order to make some significant changes here, because unfortunately it's not happening the way things are going currently.
What do you think this means for the Democratic Party? Are you excited by it?
Yes, I am, but we shall see. I don't know. We're about to find out what happens in a little bit.
Polls just closed.
The election, okay, polls are just now closed, so we're about to find out very shortly on whether or not there is some glimmer of hope for the future of American politics, or if we're entirely cooked. I think a lot of people, yourselves included in the media, because you're also of working class background, probably realize that things are not going too great for the average person. The affordability crisis has not been solved at all, in spite of the fact that Donald Trump ran on solving the affordability crisis and seemingly has done nothing. As a matter of fact, has made things worse with the tariff strategies that are indecipherable. So when you see a lack of pushback from institutional Democrats, from establishment Democrats, and you demand more from your politicians, and then you see a dynamic young candidate like Zohran Mamdani who places workers first at the center of his campaigning, I mean, it's impossible not to feel a sense of hope.
What do you make of the Cuomo campaign kind of drawing you into the race with Jesus days? And there was an ad this morning that kind of placed you and Zohran next to imagery of the Twin Towers.
I mean, he's a racist. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that he was. Not only is he incredibly racist for trying to associate his historically significant Muslim mayoral competition as somehow being affiliated with 9/11 in the most like sinister way, which he basically gave the game away on the Sid Rosenberg show when he straight up agreed with Sid Rosenberg that Zohran would cheer on another 9/11. Like this is an unacceptable form of bigotry. It's the type of bigotry that you sometimes hear from the likes of Donald Trump, but surprisingly enough, perhaps because of all the Gulf royals that Donald Trump deals with on a financial basis, you don't even hear that level of Islamophobia from Donald Trump. Think about that. An establishment Democrat who bills himself as an establishment Democrat, outflanking the right-wing reactionary president on Islamophobia in an effort to potentially try and win a New York mayoral race. What are the implications of that for 1 in 8 New Yorkers that happen to be of Muslim background? I find it to be morally repugnant, and I find that kind of politics to be absolutely unacceptable. But it is, of course, expected from the likes of Andrew Cuomo, a disgraced former governor who had to basically drop out of being the governor due to credible sexual assault allegations and due to the fact that he may or may not have played a formative role in killing 15,000 elderly during COVID. And you see that attitude from his campaign, where he ran around demanding that he be mayor, demanding that he be ordained as mayor, instead of making an affirmative, instead of making a positive statement about what it would look like under his rulership. What would it look like if he was mayor of New York? He didn't do that at all. It was all negative. It was all relentless attacks against the Muslim candidate that he was opposing. And I hope that we can move beyond this unnecessarily dark chapter in New York electoral races.